The NBA is a better place when the Celtics and the Lakers are two of the better teams, Jason Tatum said after the game. And he's right. Well, other than the fact that he should say two of the best teams. That's proper grammar. But he's right. And we all know it. And some are still fatigued by it, even though it's been a long time since they've shared the grand stage. It's been over 15 years since we've had a Celtics-Lakers final. Been 15 years. 2010 was the last one. And this looks like a real possibility for 2025. I mean, the Lakers, they won 8 in a row going into that game. They've been red hot since they got Luka and got rid of Anthony Davis. Wow, what a flea steal that was for the Mavs. And they were hot coming into this game. Now, it stinks that LeBron isn't able to finish it. He's got a groin injury, old man LeBron. But this could have been an NBA Finals preview that we saw on March 8th on Saturday Night Primetime ABC. It was a hell of a game. I mean, the Celtics went out to a huge lead. Lakers did not quit in it. They came back. They forced it to, a 2-possession game in the second half. And the Celtics do what they do, what good NBA teams do. You can't hold down a good team that long, and they come back and make shots at the end. And it was an awesome game, really high energy, both Tatum and Brown, both playing over 45 minutes. It was a fantastic preview for what could be an all-time NBA Finals. Could be an NBA Finals that would bring the NBA out of this little lull that they're in right now. Because all the talk this year have been, the NBA fatigue and how people don't like the way the game's being played. Charles Barkley doesn't like the way the game's being played. The ratings are way down. Hockey gets a huge lift with the Four Nations. And now maybe hockey's is it a better spot than basketball is, or at least the NHL? Is it a better spot than the NBA? The All-Star ratings are horrible. It's an absolute sham. There's all this load management. It's not a great thing for the NBA right now. But as I said at the time, when Pete and I talked about, the NHL hot, NBA not kind of debate, the NBA always finds a way to come back. They always find a way to bounce back. Jordan coming out of retirement, Steph Curry, changing the way the game is played, new villains, new heroes, new storylines, new gimmicks. The NBA always finds a way. That's why the NHL hasn't overtaken them in all these other opportunities that they've had. And why it's surpassed baseball, literally America's pastime, surpassed baseball years ago. And this would be the way for them to bounce back. Am I wrong? The ratings are going down, so what happens? Luka Doncic gets shopped around to one team. One of the top 3 best players in the entire league gets shopped around to one team, and that one team is the LA Lakers? Interesting. Oh, and now he's playing with the second best player of all time, LeBron James. Those two on the Lakers together. At the same time, the Celtics are this great team, but the fans don't like them because they're boring, because they don't smile like Magic Johnson does. Why don't we just orchestrate this trade? And who knows, chips fall as they may. Maybe we'll get a Celtics-Lakers final. Do any of us think that's not going to happen at this point? The Lakers have just as good a shot as anybody to get to the finals, right? The Celtics should get to the finals. They're both second in their respective conferences. And Oklahoma City is a damn good team and should still be the favorite. But would anybody be stunned if this Lakers team with a healthy LeBron takes them out? They'd have a tough time with Holmgren because they still don't have a post defender. But, since the Luka trade, they've actually had the best defensive rating in the league. And they haven't needed that big rim protector. And by the way, Luka took out the number 1 seed Thunder last year. So, no, it would not be crazy if the Lakers beat that really good young Thunder team in the conference finals and we get another Celtics-Lakers NBA finals. And that would be massive. I know there's a lot of the league and the fan bases that don't want that. They're like, all right, we've had Celtics Lakers, right? We did it in the 60s, we did it in the 80s, we did it in the 2000s. Like, we don't need it again. We don't need the league to revolve around that. But you look at it, man, especially the 80s and the 2000s, when that theater is there, the NBA gets a really huge bump, like a really big bump. And I think there's still, I think it's the greatest rivalry in the NBA, but I think it's a bit of an overblown rivalry because it has to be in the NBA Finals. Like, the Red Sox and the Yankees will always be the greatest rivalry in baseball, and they can't even play in their league's finals. They can't play in the World Series. The Celtics and the Lakers has to be that. It's still got some intrigue. It'll still bring the stars out for a game like this on Saturday. It'll still bring a ton of energy in the building. But in order for it to be, big time appointment television rivalry, it can't be like Bills and Chiefs on Sunday Night Football. It's got to be in the finals. And that would be huge for this league. And I mean, the storylines, this would be like Russell Celtics versus, Jerry West and Wilt at 69, right? Luka and LeBron on the same team. But here's this mighty Celtics team that emphasizes TEAM team. The Lakers, Showtime, celebrities, LA, known the world over, Boston Celtics, still trying to hold on to their lead for all-time NBA championships, still very local, very Boston. That would make for incredible theater that the NBA could really use right now, because they didn't get the ratings last year. They didn't get a great final series last year. They thought they were going to get the intrigue of the Kyrie going back to Boston, and it did very little. And the Celtics were so good that it didn't, capture the imagination of a lot of the basketball public. This would. This really would. Celtics Lakers 2025. Tatum and Brown versus Luka and LeBron. Kristaps Porzingis versus Rui Hachimura. The matchup we all want. I'm all in on this. I'm full conspiracy theory mode. I would do anything for a Celtics Lakers finals in 2025. Bring it on. Let's do it, America.
We are Rogue Media Sports.
Hey, thanks for stopping by. And if you like this video, be sure to give us a like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel a ton. You can follow me on Twitter here for some more outrageous Boston sports takes coming to you every weekday at noon Eastern time. And then after that, wherever you get your podcasts.
We are Rogue Media Sports.